Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Badfish and welcome to Gone Gaming. We are back in the beautiful city of San Pedro, so welcome back. And to those of you new to the channel, San Pedro is my current ongoing realistic Cities Skylines series. I believe we're somewhere in the 20s now as far as episodes go, so definitely check out my channel if you want to see some more Cities Skylines, detailed builds and things like that. And consider pulling up a chair and staying a while and clicking that subscribe button. There's going to be a lot more fun stuff to come, don't you worry. Alright, shameless self-plug out of the way. Let's talk about what we're doing here today, guys. So, right now I'm putting down a tiny little railroad. That's it. Nah, we're going to be making a nice big ol' soccer / football for my European friends out there, or just anybody else in the world that's not American. So rest of the world, football. We'll just start calling it football. We're making a football stadium. I got this cool modular pack off of the workshop. I think it ended up looking real nice. It takes a little bit to get to a finished product that, really works for what we're looking for. But we do get there eventually. Just takes a little bit of snapping and getting things kind of put together the right way. I wanted to make a nice looking little asymmetrical kind of football field, and I think we did achieve that once everything's all said and done. I really like modular packs. I think they give you a lot of power to make things more unique and more your own than obviously just putting down a base asset that you get off the workshop or off the game itself, a vanilla asset. I think modular packs just allow you to put your own spin on things. So, for this, I could have just made like a round, stadium that uses all the same sizes, but I wanted to use a small side and have a bigger side and make it asymmetrical. So that's what I did, and I think it ended up looking pretty good once it's all said and done. So definitely highly recommend getting yourself some different modular packs off the workshop. The last modular pack I used was the one for the waste transfer facility we did a couple episodes ago, and I thought that ended up looking pretty good as well. So highly recommend those modular packs to you, my friends. Check them out. Any of them that you can find that you think look cool. Whatever tickles your fancy, if you will. But try them out. Give them a go, because you can make some cool stuff. The only issue is I don't know if this will be like a active working. Well, I know it's not going to be active in the sense of having games for the, the actual match day stuff that's on Cities Skylines, but I just don't know if people will actually go into the building at all. So that's the only drawback, but it does look good for cinematics, and it does look good if you're adding detail. And once it's built in, when the city's all built up around it, it'll look really nice. I actually did put it on the outskirts of the city, so for the quick-eyed of you who see it in the map later, while I'm building right now, that is the city of Barstow on the other end. So that is the city that we did the brewery in I think it was like 4 or 5 episodes ago. Little small town, couple thousand in Cities Skylines population. I'm putting it right across from that, but then we are going to have the bigger city kind of built into this one as well, like coming right up against the actual stadium itself. I did that because a lot of American cities will actually have their stadiums on the outskirts, like towards, not even in the city proper. They'll have it out in like a totally different place. Like, for example, the Patriots don't play in Boston, they play in Foxborough, or the Giants and Jets don't play in New York, they play in East Rutherford, New Jersey. So at least this is in the same fake state. So we're not like the Giants and Jets playing in a totally different state. But I did just want to have it on the outskirts. I think it'll look really nice once the city's built up as kind of like a landmark on the outer edge. So what I want to do is I do want to start building out the big city. So this is me considering part of the big city. So we are building it out technically. But I want to just start putting down landmarks. So I want to get our main road system set up and start putting down landmarks for the city. That's how I like to build detailed cities. I think it's a good idea to have your landmarks placed out first. So eventually we'll do the skyline, but I'm thinking maybe like doing a harbor. I want to do an observatory, maybe another university, who knows? But all I'm saying is I would like to kind of have it planned out where things are going to go down, as far as the big eye-catching things, and then build the city around that, build the actual like residential around that and the commercial. just because I think your landmarks are going to be the most important. Those are going to be the parts that you want to show off to people. Those are going to be the parts that you want to look at yourself. Those are going to be the parts that, you get a cup of tea at 8 p.m. and you just sit down and fire up the game and find that good old intersection and just press play and jam out. Those are the parts that you're going to want to do that too. So that's the plan. We're going to start putting down landmarks and big road systems and fleshing out a little bit of the sub roads over the next few episodes, and hopefully we'll have our big cities built within a 10 episode arc or something like that. Who knows? I'm not going to put a number on it because I don't want to pin myself in like that, but I think we've been doing some cool stuff so far. I definitely want to hear from the community though, guys. So down below, if you have ideas that you would like to see in the city or just different builds that you do in your cities that you enjoy, I would love to hear those, just because I'm always looking for different ideas of what to add to my city and what to put in. And my brain can only think of so many things. So I definitely love hearing from other people and what they do and what their processes are. But right now, you did just see me put in some different walking paths through the entire stadium. I just did that because I wanted it, again, to look like one cohesive piece. Again, with modular packs, it is easy to not have it look very cohesive. It is easy to break it up too much. So I wanted to make it look like it was one cohesive building. And I think we succeeded there. I did just try to make a jungle. You guys saw that correctly. And then I just put down these nice little bushes instead, just to add some color and some green space to the field. And right here, I am trying to put this fluffy grass down on this area to, just make a grassy knoll. I hated it, so I just left it plain. I think it looked better plain. I think it made me less angry plain. And honestly, it doesn't catch your eye, but it's not going to turn you off from looking at the rest of the building. So that's all I wanted. And then I did try to start a little food court in one of these plaza areas. I did not have enough kiosk assets, so that's on me. So no food courts for them. We're gonna assume the food is inside the building. Maybe there's little kiosks and food places right inside under these awnings. Who knows? But it ain't outside, that's for sure. But I do make them into little plazas, and again, just to make everything look more cohesive, edging it in with these cool little planters and stuff. Just trying to make the space look one. Make it synergize, guys. That's all you gotta do. And honestly, the thing with detailing that you will find is if you just add more detail, it'll look good. If you just go ham and have a good time, it'll end up looking pretty good. Will it end up, being the best detail work of all time? Maybe not, but it'll look good. Just keep adding things that you think will look cool, until your mind's exhausted. Just have some fun with it. Usually when I'm doing these builds, I am listening to my own music, just kind of jamming out, maybe have a glass of wine or something, or a beer, and just, build it out, have some fun. So that is my advice to anybody who wants to start doing detailed stuff in Cities Skylines. Just do it. Get it going. Have some fun. I am not the best at this. I'm just doing this. I'm doing this YouTube channel just to keep me honest and to make sure I actually do my detailed cities, because I would always get started with a detailed city, get kind of far, and then be like, oh, but I could do this other thing in this other city. But this one, I'm like, no, I'm finishing it. I'm getting it done. But highly recommend, if you are ever interested in making detailed cities, the best way to get started is just to do it. Don't expect you're gonna have the most beautiful looking stuff right away. Just expect to have fun with it and to try different things out. And as you do more detailing, you'll find what props you like, what props you don't like. Even just through doing San Pedro, I have latched on to a few different things for detailing that I really like to do. You're gonna kind of find that you'll have different strengths and weaknesses when it comes to detailing. But highly recommend just getting started. Just do it. I know that's so cliche. That's what everybody says with anything. Just get started. But it is true. The only way to do it is to do it. So that's my advice today, friends. Little philosophy here from Badfish, I guess. Maybe not philosophy. I don't know. But a little pep talk, I guess, from Badfish to you, my friends. Get started. Get it done. Get her done. So now I'm just adding in all the parking for everybody to hang out, do some tailgating. I don't know if there's tailgating with football matches, but hey, this is an American city and we like to tailgate, so there is going to be tailgating. Corona doesn't exist in this timeline. They're lucky. So I did put down too many parking lots. So I took those out because I wanted to do something else there. I wanted to have a little training field. You'll see that in a lot of stadiums is they'll have like the practice field kind of adjacent because they don't want to practice on the main stadium. You know, there might be events in the stadium on days that they have practice, things like that. So you want to be able to have this little practice facility. And I tried to find some office buildings that could kind of play into being like a team office or something next to it. None of them worked. They were too big, or they had signage in places that looked grody. So I ended up just finding, I've had these little sheds. So I put the sheds down and kind of placed them all together to make like a little bit of like office area for people. Again, like this is not supposed to be like the big, huge stadium that's going to be like in the downtown. I did pick up like an actual American football stadium for that. Since it's an American city, I felt like that would be in the downtown, or that might be another stadium that we're going to put down. But this is definitely, like an MLS stadium or like a secondary stadium for, a big team. I don't know. But it's not supposed to be like the biggest stadium that's ever stadiumed. It's just supposed to be fairly large and accommodate a good amount of people and look interesting. And again, it's going to be on the outskirts of the city, but I think we will add, I think I got like Paul Brown Stadium or something. So for all you Bengal fans out there, all four of you, that might be exciting when I put Paul Brown Stadium down. It's the only win you guys are going to get. Just kidding. Joe Burrow's pretty good, so that's fun. And Andy Dalton was good, but, Marvin Lewis was terrible. So for those of you who are watching this who have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm just talking American football. Ignore me, please. So now I am just going to decorate with this gigantic chirper statue. When I got this off the workshop, I thought it was maybe a fourth of the size that it is. Actually, maybe like a 16th of the size that it is. So it was surprising when it was absolutely massive, but Chirper is taking over the world. Chirper is the head of the Colossal Waste and Colossal Mills, which if you don't know what those are the cereal mill and waste transfer facility. The city of San Pedro is being taken over by Colossal Industries, and Chirper is at the head of it. So all hail Chirper. But he is going to get a big old statue right in front. I am pretending he is the mascot for whatever team plays here. I ended up loving how big it was. I think it's just ridiculous, and sometimes it's fun to have those things that really catch your eye and you're like, what? But hey, it's a video game. We're allowed to have fun. It doesn't all need to be crazy realism. Obviously I am going for as much realism as I can put in. Again, I don't claim to be the best at this, so I'm going to have some fun with it too, guys. It's okay. So now, like I said, I'm just putting in those sheds to kind of make it look like a little office space for the players or whatever, or, a little team clubhouse next to the training facilities for them to go to. Just adding some planters just to try to make it look a little prettier and a little more green. Obviously, you got to have those San Pedro palm trees in there too. And we'll put some like parking and stuff here. So yeah, my idea is like this is where the players go. This is their parking. I put like a little fence and stuff around it as well to secure it for them, so that way people aren't trying to come in and harass the players. And in a second here, we will do some landscaping as well around all of this, so it's not all just going to be this whatever the surface grass is, it's not all going to be that. But yeah, like I said, just putting down some parking. I put a lot of really nice cars in this, so I put like some Teslas and some like Audis and Mercedes in here because, again, they're footballers. They're probably doing fairly good for themselves. And I did want to fence this in because it is up against the roads and stuff. And if there's famous, football players in there, we don't want people to come harass them while they're trying to train. And I was going to have the guardrails come down. Unfortunately, the guardrails also don't make sense for right-hand drive. They're apparently for left-hand drive cities. but it's what we got, so we're gonna put them in and ignore it. So you never heard that, you never saw that, it's gone. And I believe now we're gonna start jumping into some landscaping. Yeah, so in a second here, guys, I am going to do a bit of a jump cut just because I did a lot of landscaping and I didn't want you just to watch me putting down trees for a while. So all you're gonna really miss is just me putting down some trees and starting to decal some parking lots. I do leave the last parking lot for you guys to see though. So we're gonna jump in just a second here if you're paying attention. But I did just kind of put the trees down. I didn't do what I usually do where I thin them out at all. I felt like for this big old stadium, they're just gonna have a whole bunch of trees to kind of line things in and, you know, keep their privacy a little bit. And then, like I said, I already put the decals in the other parking lots. I just skipped over that for you so you didn't have to watch me do, you know, a whole bunch of decaling. But they all look pretty much like this. They all are going to end up being pretty much the same. I deleted that last one because it was being dumb. It just wasn't working the way I wanted it to. The lines were real messed up on it. And then inside here, I'm actually just going to put a little bit of like a food area because I felt bad that I didn't have my food court from before. So I just wanted to pop in like a McDonald's, a Burger King, and a KFC because this is America. We love our fast food. So just putting that in and putting like a little congregation area outside of them for people to go eat at. Again, it just looks nice. I don't know exactly why this would be here in real life, but we're gonna have fun with it. So I thought it looked nice. I thought it added to the space and made it a little more realistic. I did just put a bunch of tables down in the middle of the parking lot. I don't know how it took me so long to notice that I did that, but it does. But I did go back and delete those, so don't worry, guys. And finally, we're just gonna go ahead and give Chirper a garden worthy of his majesty. So just gonna put those around there and put down some trees and colorful bushes and stuff to really make it draw your eye as you're coming down that main road, being like, wow, that's a giant Twitter bird. I did try to do some stuff with water in here. I got these water decals so I don't have to mess with the water physics. I hate them, but you know, again, it didn't work out, so we're gonna put some bushes down. So I did do some colorful bushes. It's gonna be alternating red and white. I cheated for the second part because I just used move it to move all of them, but we're just gonna go up and down, up and down, up and down, and make it look nice and pretty for Mr. Chirper, so that way you know, he doesn't try to sacrifice the city, because again, he's in charge. But I think it draws your eye nicely from the main road. It's something to look at and something to draw your eye to the stadium as well, and I like it. I like doing this kind of shrubbery work and bush work and things like that. But we are going to be getting towards the end of the the time lapse in just a second here, guys. And what we're going to do is jump into a bit of a live play, and then I like to finish things out with some cinematic views of what we just built. But I really hope you guys did enjoy this build. If you did, leave a like down below. I really appreciate that. And if you're enjoying my videos, if you want to see some more City Skylines, and I might actually start some Crusader King stuff in a little while. But if any of that sounds interesting to you, definitely check out my channel. Consider subscribing. Like I said in the beginning of the video, pull up a chair, stay a while. We're going to have some fun. But I'm going to let the music play out to that live play, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's build. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it was a pretty fun one. I love this statue. All hail Chirper. It looks pretty good. It's so big. I really thought it was going to be so much smaller than this, but it is absolutely massive. Which, you know what, honestly, not mad about it. So here's our stadium. I think it looks great. I really think the whole area came together well. It'll look awesome once we actually have the full city built out, and I think that's going to be the start of our next episode, is at least getting our roads down, make this look, you know, like we at least have our major road systems. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today. We're gonna jump into a cinematic of the stadium itself so you guys can see it in some different lighting and things like that. But let me know what you thought. Let me know if you have any other ideas of, you know, what could be added to this space or what you might have done differently. But that's gonna do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, and definitely check out my channel if you want to see some more video games in general and some more detailed Cities Skylines. I appreciate all of you. Hope you have a great day.